Hi luminaries, in this video we're going to make these intertwined head tassels. The examples I have here, this I used with one color yarn, and then this is actually two color yarn. They're so beautiful and they're surprisingly easy to make. This video will be divided into three sections. First is preparing the tassel, then we're going to make the robe, and then we're going to do assembly. So what you'll need are any of your loom tool. So if you're using the smaller 5-inch loom tool, you'll get this size tassel, which is about 2.25 inches long, or about 5 centimeters. And then if you're using the larger loom tool, you'll have about a 3.25 or 8 centimeter tassel. Thin yarn, I like lace weight or fingering weight. Tassel comb, a metal needle, and scissors. Okay, let's get started. Move some of these things out of the way. We're going to work with the larger loom tool today so that it's a little bit easier for you to see this. And then I'll bring these back a little bit later. Okay, I'll leave out the pieces that I need. So what you'll first do is you'll take the yarn that you're using, and you're actually just going to do this the way you would make any tassel. You're going to secure the end to one of the notches and then wind the yarn, not too tight, not too loose. For this, I'm going to go for this look. So I'm going to go about 18 revolutions, okay? Okay, and when you're done, secure it to the same notch and then cut. Whoops. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're just going to slide this off and then cut the tassel like that, and you're going to set it aside. So I already prepared 3 more. You'll need 4 altogether. Okay, and while you have this done, I'm going to set this aside. I'm now going to make the rope to the tassel. So I'm going to take the same yarn and I'm going to measure from fingertip to basically my neck, and I'm going to do 3 strands of it, same length, and then cut. Okay, so this is what you'll have. You'll have a long strand of 3 pieces of the yarn, and I'm going to secure it to any of the notches here. I'm going to leave about 2-inch tail, okay? And to secure it even more, you could just wrap it around one of the notches. And then what you'll start doing is you'll start twisting this yarn, also leaving about 2 inches on the side. So you're going to twist. Okay, I might fast forward this part because this will probably take about a minute or 2, if not less. Okay, so once it starts curling up like this, I know that I've twisted it enough time around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten it, take it to the, take this end to this end, and then you're just going to pull and let go, and it's going to curl up. Here we go. And then I'm going to take this out. It becomes a rope. And now what I'm going to do, depending on how long you want your piece here, totally up to you. I could tie my knot down here, I could tie my knot up here. So I'm going to do about this length. Tie your knot. Okay, and you're going to really have to tighten it by pulling, working it so that it's tight. And then I'm going to cut this, twist it one, just cut at the tip to free the twist so that it just becomes strands again. Oops. That's why it took me so long to get all the strands. Here we go. So that's easy. Okay. And we're going to set this aside. We don't need this tool anymore. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my 4 groups of pre-cut tassel. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to fold one. And then what I like to do is you're going to go this way and go like this. I'm going to actually put a link at in the description here. So there will be a photograph, so it's easier for you to follow. And once you start doing a lot of them, you're not going to forget. It's going to be quite easy. Okay. So do you see how this goes? It's a U, a U, a U. And then for this last one, I just go like this. Okay, making sure the ends are even. And you're going to tuck this into this like this. So this is what you'll have. And let me bring this in real fast. So the more yarn you use, kind of the bigger, the thicker your head and your tassel will be. So these are all done in the same tool. And see how big this is. I actually used a lot of yarn, and this didn't use that much. Probably, I think I went probably about 30 or 40 revolutions, and this I went about 20 revolutions each. And also, I forgot to tell you that if you want to make a longer one, just use a notebook or a notepad to make your tassel strands. Okay? All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your rope and you're going to insert this like this. Okay, now this part is the hardest part, and you're just going to have to work to tighten your tassel. So you're going to work bit by bit at the beginning, and once you get it kind of locked in together, you could pull a little harder. So this part, you're just going to work each end, and you'll naturally begin to grab and tighten towards the center. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this over, and now I'm going to actually tighten it with much more pull. There we go. Okay, and before that's completely tightened, just work it so that the knot here flushes with the opening. Don't pull it too hard. Now again, I'm going to pull even harder. So you want to just work it so that it's very tight. Okay. And in some situations, in this case, this is looking pretty good, but you might have a few strands, that looks a little bit loose. So you want to just work your finger and just tuck and make sure all the strands are tightened and looks really good. Okay, now you're ready to finish the tassel. So now smooth your tassel down and then bring in your yarn. I'm going to actually use the one in the bobbin that I used. Same technique as the other neck wrap. I'm going to cut here about 18 inches. Because this is thin yarn, I'm going to need a lot of it. Leaving just about 5 inches or 6 inches on the side. And then tie a tight knot. Okay, I'm going to move my neck knot up a little bit. Okay. Close it out. Okay, and then before I wrap my neck, I'm gonna just smooth this down, make sure it's all even. Hold this up and away. Take your long side and begin to wrap with pretty strong tension. I'm gonna make actually a nice kind of longer neck knot. Oh, that looks pretty. Okay, now I'm going to work my way back up. And then I'm going to tie this, close it out, again in a knot. Okay. Now I'm going to take my needle, poke it to the center, take one of my ends here, thread. You don't want to thread too long of a tail, just a ½ an inch is fine, or an inch. Gently pull through. Okay. Let that go, and then pull manually. This will turn the knot inward so you won't see it. Now repeat for the other side. Same thing. Okay. Now I always like using my tassel comb. Okay, now I'm going to trim the tassel. See how easy that was? It's so beautiful. I just love it. Enjoy your intertwined head tassels. Thanks, everyone.